I am live. I am so live. Oh my gosh, y'all. I ain't gone live in so long, but I was inspired today. Today feels good. So I was like, let me get up on here and just go live for a second because I ain't see you in a minute. How you guys doing? I mean, there may be people in here, there may not. I'm on 3 platforms right now, but I wanted to make sure to get with you guys. And I've kind of been on a hibernation. I don't know about you, but I went on a 40-day fast. We all went through a lot last year. I didn't realize 2020 was a lot for me. I was just kind of like thugging through it, but I had to catch up with myself. And I was like, yeah, I need a minute. I need a minute to catch up with myself, with my life, to readjust, find out who the new me is. I don't know if y'all know, but I'm in Texas now. I never really made an announcement about that. So not only am I adjusting to everything that we all had to go through, but y'all know also I'm real social. I had my monthly brunch party. You always see me kicking it somewhere. Then we had to stop kicking it. I didn't realize how much that would affect me. And then the move. So just a lot of shifts and changes. So, even though it's like, engage your audience, go live, tell your stories, I'd be like, look, I'm not in the mood. And I know we're not supposed to let our moods dictate how we function, but you know what? Sometimes I just got to do me. I know y'all can feel me. So I just went to the gym. I was just stretching. And so I figured I'd come on here and talk to y'all because I watched something that I saw on Instagram, right? And it was about trials and tribulations. I never seen this pastor before, but somebody that I know posted a story that he posted and it got to me. So I was like, I'm inspired to go live. Let me share this with the people. So I titled this Trials, Tribulations, and Character. Oh, I hate that chord right there. Let me see. Give me a little ambiance. There we go. A little speezat. I'm sitting on the floor. Trials, tribulation, and character, because what this man said hit me. And I wrote down what he said. He said, God gives us trials and tribulations to develop our character so our character can catch up to what we prayed for. And this is something that I feel and talk about often because, I mean, if you guys know me, or if you've been following me for a while, I definitely have been mad ambitious in my lifetime. I am a doer. If I feel like something, I do it. I'll be moving. So it's like, in my mind, long ago, I never thought there was anything that I couldn't do. So I always think like, oh, I'm gonna be a multimillionaire. I'm gonna be a mogul. I'm gonna make this, do that. I'm gonna be married. I want 4 kids. I'm gonna do, I just be going ham with the goals, as you should. You should make big goals. You should, shoot for the moon and land on a star. I'm all about that life. If you don't make big goals, if you don't make goals that scare you, if you don't have goals that are so big that they can't be completed in your lifetime, then what are you doing? Go ham. We only live once. So I'm all about that life. But what I didn't realize and what I wanted to share with y'all, and y'all could type in the chat if this is you. I just hope to inspire somebody with this, especially if you feel frustrated or you're struggling with where you are right now, or if you feel like your goals are too big or that you're really not able to get to where you're going. Or if it's been a long time and you feel like what you're praying for has been delayed or what you're hoping for, or it just looks like what you're doing is not, like you're not getting there. So this is for y'all. I had no idea that what I was asking for was going to put me on a path that put me through so much chaos and turmoil. I had no idea when I asked to be a multimillionaire, when I asked to be a wife, when I asked to be a mother of 4, that it would send me on a journey that was going to tear me up. The tribulations. I did not understand how hard life was going to get. And I don't even want to be negative about it, but y'all know sometimes we go through it. Like, I've been broke before. I've been depressed before. I mean, I've gone through all kinds of stuff. And I remember when I didn't understand the perspective to count it all joy when you go through various trials. I didn't understand what that meant. I'm like, what you mean joy when I go through trials? This doesn't feel good. I had no idea that in order to get what I was asking for, get to where I was going, to make my desires happen, that this is part of the package and project. You're going to go through things that suck. My dad used to tell me that all the time too. Like, I know it's hard and what you're going through, but it's going to build character. And I used to be like, build character. Like, how strong do I need to be? When does the light at the end of the tunnel come? When does the sun shine? When does it? I was so anxious. I was so anxious to just get to the vision that I see. Sometimes we act like we don't have time. Now, don't get me wrong. We don't want to be under the arrogant assumption that we just have all the time in the world. But also when it comes to I don't want to say the way God thinks, because I don't know how God thinks. I'm not God. But, when it comes to universal law, when it comes to quantum physics, when it comes to time is an illusion. So it's kind of like, how do we balance what we've been taught about time and what time really is, and receive that in a way that when our goals ain't showing up like this, we still have the mindset to see the bigger picture. Are we pulling out far enough to look at the bigger picture? Are we looking at all the minute details? Are we looking at what we don't have every day? Are we looking at our 1 year at a time? Like, 2020 was so hard. We didn't get this. I didn't do that. 2021, that's small. 1 year is small in the grand scheme of things. It's a small amount of time. So, I challenge y'all to not only to look at time a different way, but if you could shift your perspectives when you're in the middle of that bull. I believe that this is something else that the guy said on the thing, instead of asking God, get me out of this, get me out of this, get me out of this struggle, it should be, what can I get out of this? What can I get out of this? What can I get out of this struggle? It's a small mindset shift, but I really believe it is the game changer and the catalyst that will actually usher you into the next step. There's a flow going on here. Like I said at the top of this video, I've been quiet, y'all. Like, I've had to get real introspective and turn in. I'm not even talking on the phone to my friends as much like I'm used to doing, because it's like I'm integrating a new way of life. To go from being ambitious and anxious and an overthinker and overachiever, a busybody, to a woman who is now learning to implement receiving, flow, peace, and all of these things, it requires an integration that if it gets too noisy, it's challenging to walk it how you talk it. Like, it's cute for me to come on here and say all this stuff to you, but how great is it if I'm not walking it? And that's what I love to share with you guys. Is like, we've all been through a lot of stuff. It's not been easy for me either. I mean, we go through so much. So I'm always wanting to share my journey. In the comment section, I put a link to my course, The Power of Posture, because it has everything to do with this. If you're going to shift from being somebody who's freaking out all the time because you're not seeing the manifestation of your goals like this, there are some things that you can implement in an authentic way that will help you flow, that'll help you see life more for what it really is and through your own lens. I feel like a lot of the stuff that we're seeing now is like, be more feminine, do this, do that, all of this stuff that's so like, don't do this for a man. Don't, I just feel like everything's like, do this, don't do that, and it can be very confusing to pile on all of these ideas, when really, if we can get into the flow of our own self, our life becomes very authentic. How we achieve goals becomes authentic. The way you hear your next step is authentic to you. The way you move in relationship is authentic to you. Your ideas and the way you create and what you want to give to the world is authentic to you. Nobody else can really tell you how to do that. So as much as I respect all the quotes and the things and everything that we see online, I just really believe that this is such a personal journey. There's just modalities that you can put in place with the way you think, the perspective that you have when you're going through things. If you want to be a mother, best believe or a wife, best believe you're going to go through things that is going to cultivate and challenge and put you in trials and tribulations of things within yourself to make you that woman. Like when I was asking for these things, like, Lord, I want to be a multimillionaire. I didn't know that I didn't have the character for that. The ask on my heart was genuine. And so on this journey, how genuine and committed and connected can you stay to your goals when they look impossible to fulfill, or when it's taking a long time? How committed can you stay to the vision? I know a lot of y'all are visionaries out there. How committed can you stay to the vision? How much can you play with your perspective in a manner that will allow you to see that the bull that you're going through is building the character required to sustain what you're asking for? I didn't know that at first. Okay. So we got to be okay with being strengthened and conditioned in a particular way in order to usher in what we know we saw 10 years ago. I knew mad years ago I wanted to be a wife, mad years ago a mom, mad years ago a multimillionaire. I know mad years. I want to definitely get to the space where I own multiple things. And I got my hands in multiple projects. That's just who I am. But if I don't allow life to strengthen and cultivate in me what is necessary to allow that to unfold, how am I going to get there? But it's my job to sustain that vision and let life take its course and remain open to the goodness. Okay. So I just wanted to share that. One quick small example is when COVID happened, I noticed that when everything was chaos and things was hitting the fan and it was all I actually felt like the eye of the storm. I'm not saying it was easy or perfect, but what I'm saying is when we talk about being strengthened and conditioned, the recession prepared me for COVID. I don't know if y'all remember the recession. It was like 2008, but that was a mess. I was in the mortgage industry. I was selling real estate. So it hit me hard. So God, I feel like, used that time to cultivate everything that I needed to have within me to be able to function during COVID. So now, now I know how to maneuver. I know how to pivot. I know how to readjust and make adjustments and move when everything around is chaos. That is a win. It didn't happen overnight, but is it benefiting me? Is it giving me what I need to get to the next level in order to lay hold of and sustain everything that is designed for me, everything that I see and my vision? I'm a visionary. I can see what's going on. And everything that's happening along the way is getting me there. My attitude is different, y'all. So I just wanted to share that little attitude adjustment because we all need it at times. And I hope you were inspired by this message. If you have a vision for your life, stick to that and let the stuff that don't feel good go through it, but go through it with the perspective that it's certainly cultivating and strengthening and conditioning you for exactly what you asked for. That's exciting, even when it doesn't feel good. All right, y'all, check out my course by clicking the link below, The Power of Posture. It's mostly for women, but it'll teach you posture, how to stand in your authentic self and move in courage so that you can get what's for you. I'm not going to tell you how to act, but if you switch your perspectives and how you think and you're open to certain things, it's going to allow you to live your life authentically and powerfully. So thank you guys for listening, and I'll see you in my next video.